Alright, so I'm beginning work on my Huey helicopter. It's going to be stretched again. And so I got these seats from that Blackhawk that I bought. I'm going to be using those for the internal seats for the Huey. Okay, so now in order to, in order to cut this, I've drawn the plane lines, which are these little black dots to just make sure that I cut the helicopter precisely, because you don't want to mess that up, right? So I'm going to be cutting the cockpit, the floor of the cockpit, the skids, and it should look good. So besides a mess, I've got my helicopter cut up the way I need it to be. The cuts weren't perfect. They're going to need some space filler in there, some of that gel or putty stuff, because some of my cuts were completely straight, but they look pretty good. Okay, so what I've done here is glued some styrene to my 3D print for the roof, because it was a little low. Now my cuts are not perfect. They are good on this side. I was a little more careful, I think. But right here, as you can see, I made a bad cut right there. And that's going to be okay though, because I'm just going to fill it with putty and cover it up. So everything's going to be okay. Alright, so here's where we are. Got the helicopter chopped in half. Got the seat completed in the back. And then got the cockpit ready. Excuse me. And got the seat here for the other side. And got parts everywhere, which are going to be whole. Alright, so we've cut the top off the roof, obviously, and then patched it together with the 3D printed part. And it looks terrible, but luckily we're going to take this piece of sandpaper, put it right there so you can't tell. I wish that they had just made this helicopter the larger version to begin with, so I didn't have to do this, but it's alright. Alright, as you can see, this is quite coming together. We've still got little areas where you can tell that it's been cut and fused, so I'm trying to get rid of those. I have a fast rope building for that. Down here, it's done. I'm happy with it. You can kind of tell that it's been cut, but that little step helps a lot. Alright, it is complete. So this is my Huey UH-1H helicopter built from the Hobby Boss model for the UH-1C and extended, as you can see, as you know from the video earlier. It's weird to remember what I already talked about in the earlier videos because it's been a couple days. But yeah, very happy with how it turned out. I really like the gloss gray color. I used just called dark gloss gray Rust-Oleum. And I'm really happy with how the color turned out and how everything turned out. The execution of the splicing the cockpit in half went good. I wish that they just made a model that had it so I wouldn't have to do that, because that would save me a lot of trouble. Trying to get it to look right is a little challenging, but I think it worked out. The seats inside are from that Blackhawk that I just customized, and they turned out really good. It's a little hard to fit figures in. They kind of fit, but they kind of squish their head when they go in there. So we just do our best. And I've got my pilots in there, chilling like villains. Got my antenna on the top, and the antenna's at front, and the thing that can detect how fast the airspeed is. Colored the rotor top silver, like it is in the actual one. This is modeled after a New Zealand helicopter. New Zealand UH-1H Huey. Because obviously the newer models of the Huey have the pointy nose, and this has the rounded nose. The older ones have the rounded nose, like this one. It's got fast ropes. You can just put a shoelace into those fast ropes right there, and your guy can fast rope down. And then the missiles can be detached if you just want it to be a transport helicopter. Alrighty, thanks for watching. Let's get one more view down below.
limit. Cool. Thanks for watching.